The 2026 World Cup is about to begin today. But first, here is Canada's 2026 World Cup roster and some predictions on how I think Canada will do during the group stage. So, this is Canada's official 26-man roster. As you can see, goalies, midfielders, defenders, attackers. We'll start going over it. Starting with the goalkeepers and defenders. As you can see, Max Crepeau there up top. He is Canada's number one. You have Dane St. Clair, Owen Goodman as your other keepers rounded out. I think this should be the last tournament where Crepeau and St. Clair are the true starters. After this, going forward, I'd give Owen Goodman the keys, but I don't know if Jesse Marsh will agree with that. As for defense, we have Alphonso Davies, Richie Larea, Moise Bombito, Derek Cornelius, Luc de Fougerolles, or Fougerolles, I believe is how you pronounce that. Alfie Jones, Joel Waterman, Alistair Johnston, and Nico Segur. So a good crop of defenders. There's some potential concern over Moise Bombito, which is why this video is taking a while for me to actually make. But today it was confirmed earlier that Moise Bombito will stay on the roster and I guess will participate at the World Cup. So hopefully he's healthy enough and good enough to play. Midfielders, we have Liam Miller, Jaden Nelson, Jacob Schaffelberg, Tejan Buchanan, Ali Ahmed, Ishmael Kone, Stefan Eustachio, Jonathan Osorio, Nathan Saliba, and Mathieu Choinière. Canada, they run a 4-4-2, so their wingers, quote unquote, are more as like midfielders, but a good crop of midfielders. Liam Miller's been really good. Jaden Nelson's impressed with Canada in a couple warm-up games. Tejan Buchanan, great. Ali Ahmed had a great start at Norwich. Schaffelberg's the only concern. Not confirmed. He may or may not be replaced on the roster. Not fully sure there. If he is, well, I'll just make a quick short on it. If not, he's there. As for the central midfielders, Ismail Kone, Stefan Eustachio, Jonathan Osorio, Nathan Saliba, and Mathieu Choinière. I think they're all pretty good choices. I would have maybe left Osorio at home, but it's fine whether he's there or not. I will note, though, there was supposed to be a different player here. Marcelo Flores was originally supposed to be on the roster. He wasn't at camp because his Mexican club team had a championship game. And in that championship game, he got subbed on like the 60th minute and then ended up tearing his ACL. So that's why Marcelo Flores is not here, unfortunately. He's so gutted for that. I think he has a entirely different dynamic to any attacker or midfielder or winger to say we have in our team, and just losing that really hurts Canada. Hopefully he recovers well. Come 2030, he's starring and able to be a real impact player for Canada. As for attackers, we have Jonathan David, Promise David, Tenny Oluwaseyi, and Kyle Larin. Of four strikers we like to bring, I don't like Kyle Larin being here for two reasons. One, I just don't think he's that good. Two, I just think Jesse Marsh has a love boner for him and he will never be like he won't do what's necessary when it comes to Kyle Larin, which is cutting ties with him, honestly. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out at the World Cup. I'm just gonna say if Kyle Larin ends up starting games, that's where I completely disagree with this whole management team. How I would line up Canada next. This is how I've kind of gotten our 4-4-2 looking. And yeah, these are who I think should start for Canada. Starting up top, we have Jonathan and Promise David. I think they're by far your two best striker options. Honestly, I think Promise David's your most exciting striker with how he can strike a ball, how he just always is able to create chances. I think Promise David has to be starting with here. Jonathan David obviously has been a Canadian legend. He's been a Canadian faithful for years. Been like Canada's main man. He's obviously going to start. There's no way you take him out. He's still so young and he's already our all-time leading goal scorer. Obviously, Jonathan David has to be in for Canada. On the wings, I have Liam Miller and Tejan Buchanan. Tejan Buchanan's pretty easy. He's the only true guy who does play out on the right, both for club and country. Everyone else we have, I believe, are left wingers. Liam Miller out on the left for me. I think he has the best connection with Alphonso Davies. So whenever Alphonso Davies is actually healthy, I do think that Miller-Davies connection has to be used. In the middle, I do have Ishmael Kone and Stefan Eustachio. I think they're your best options in midfield. I do really like Nathan Saliba, and I do think Nathan Saliba will be a future starter for Canada. I think again, similar to what I would do with the goalies, I think after this World Cup, I'd kind of start shifting Nathan Saliba more on where Stefan Eustáquio is, and have that Kone Saliba pivot be your midfield force for the next couple of years. Defense, we have Alistair Johnson at right back. Good choice there. His backup Nico Segur is one of Canada's more young, promising talents. Derek Cornelius in the middle of his alongside Moise Bombito. I will say this, Moise Bombito being a starter all depends on his health. If he isn't healthy, I'm more than comfortable with Luc de Fougerolle being that starter. I think he is an excellent young talent. He's probably Canada's most promising talent right now, and he's just very good. He's looked so good in pre-tournament to where I would be fine with Luc de Fougerolle starting at the World Cup. And not like kind of similar, I think Bombito de Fougerolle after this World Cup should be your center back pairing going forward. This is World Cup. You got here, you were hosts. This is what you can put out now. Now you need to build towards 2030. A lot of these younger players need to start being starters. The only case where I probably wouldn't start a younger guy is Nico Segur, because I just think Alistair Johnston is a way better player and deserves to continue starting after this. On the left, you have Alfonso Davies and Richie Larea there. Davies starter once again, depending on his health. But when healthy, he's Canada's best player. You're not going to say, oh, yeah, no, I want Richie Larea starting. And in goal, Max Crepeau over Dane St. Clair. I think Crepeau was the right choice. Every time I watch Crepeau and St. Clair for Canada, Crepeau is like 10 times better. I don't get why this was even a conversation. Like, the biggest conversation going into the World Cup was who should start, Max Crepeau, Dane St. Clair. I think they ended up making the right choice in Max Crepeau, while Dane St. Clair, he's a fine goalie at club level. Whenever it's Canada time, I just don't trust him whatsoever. So here are my Canada game predictions, what I think's going to happen. We got three. Oh my god, and I'm an idiot. Disregard the times for the Qatar and Switzerland game. They're at different dates. Um, the Bosnia game's the only one that's correct. I don't know when. Well, actually, the Switzerland game is the day of my graduation at 3 p.m., which is June 24th. So I do know that one. And if I had to make a guess, the Qatar one would be probably something like June 18th, June 17th at 6 p.m. I do think we have a 6 p.m. game in there. So take that for what it's worth, but I messed up here and I'm too lazy to re-record this. So, game 1, Canada, we play Bosnia at 3 p.m. I think Canada's going to win that game 2-1. As much as I'm not going to play down Bosnia, they are a very good team and could easily win this game. I think Canada, first game, you're at Toronto, which I'm just saying this. If it's the crowd's going to be like the Bosnian media's reporting, then maybe I would change this result, but I just think that's a bunch of BS. Canada's going to have the home field advantage against Bosnia. There's no way Bosnia's going to have 30,000 fans in that stadium. But enough of that. I think Canada ends up taking the momentum and winning this first game. Game 2 against Qatar, sometime at 6 p.m., I think the 18th or 19th or 17th, one of those 3 days of June. I'm going to go 4-0 Canada. I think it'll be a pretty easy result for Canada. I don't think Qatar is that good, and I think they're going to be the run of the group, who, quite frankly, has a disastrous World Cup. Match day 3, June 24th at 3 p.m. I know this for sure because, again, day of my graduation. I'm going 2-0 Switzerland. I think Switzerland's the best team in this group. I think they're going to beat Canada, top the group. Yeah, I think Canada's going to finish second. So that's how I think Canada should line up. That's my roster prediction, or that's the roster overview. And my game predictions for Canada, I think they're going to get second in the group. I have them going to the round of 16 based off who they play in the group stage. I think for Canada, that would be definitely a successful World Cup. You get your first couple wins, you get to the round of 16. Now it's how do we build from here? Let's hope Canada can go on a run. I'm Owen from Owen Talk Sports. Well, the World Cup's here. I can't wait to be making content all throughout it. And let's hope it's the best one we've had yet.